We'll be also recording this as well, so you can review this at your leisure and share this with your team. So again, welcome everybody. My name is Warren. I'm the evangelist for Zoho, and I'm here in California out of the Pleasanton office, and that's just right in the San Francisco Bay Area. And great. So let's go over our agenda really quickly. We'll be talking about briefly what the Zoho story is, where we come from, and some brief numbers. We'll be talking about Zoho Survey in terms of the basic functionality. We'll be talking about the advanced features. We'll also be talking extensively in our demonstration with all these items that we're going to be mentioning. And we'll have a closing survey that we'll email out to you guys, and also the video link once this gets uploaded, and also the user guide, so you can have some reference material when you want to review the different things we go over. So after this, we'll have a brief Q&A session at the end as well. And meanwhile, if you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to ask away, as my colleagues here will be answering questions during the presentation itself. So again, welcome to our Zoho Survey webinar, and we're doing this now on a monthly basis, and hopefully we'll be expanding to more time zones than just North America as well. Okay, perfect. So let me just make sure everything's good here on my side. Okay. Okay, great. So let me, one second. Okay, there we go. Okay, perfect. So Zoho's been around for actually over 17 years, and we've been headquartered here in California for a long time. If you guys are ever in the Bay Area, please feel free to stop by. Let me just show you really quickly our office. It's pretty cool. We have our conferences here, and we have about 40,000 square feet of event space, and it's a really cool place to work. So this is just the first floor, and we have all of our conferences here. We've broken up our different apps into its own designated conference, so you can always come and visit us if you're in the area, or if you want to do live training with us, you can stop by. And it's just a really cool space here, and we can house up to about 450 people classroom style, and just knock out really awesome conferences, because I'm sure you've been to a lot of events where the internet is terrible and the food is atrocious, and we don't have those two problems anymore. So if you're ever in California, please let me know, and I would love to host you guys and have lunch and meet the team and get you some product training. All right, so yeah, so Zoho's been around for about 17 years, and we have over 10 million users across multiple apps, including Zoho Survey, and that translates to about 300,000 new users per month that are trying something new. This includes both the free editions and the paid editions of multiple products. So we're definitely up there and growing in the cloud space. And in terms of where we're located, in terms of our partner network, we have partners and resellers all over the world. So you can get localized support for your business and your organization all over the world. So you can always reach out to us, and we'll direct you to that if you need a little more TLC and quicker implementation than what we can just provide. Okay, and the secret sauce of Zoho is that we have the broadest suite of apps in the cloud space. So we're really designed to be a one-stop shop as a business suite. So if you had to restart your business in the next 5 minutes, we could set up your website, get your email client going, set that up. We have a full free office suite, document management, project management, sales tracking apps, marketing apps, customer support, accounting, HR, IT apps for privileged password management, website monitoring, and also business intelligence tools. And we have Zoho Creator, which is a great app where you can build your own database app. So you can create a relational database and have that be the custom software for your business instead of trying to buy something off the shelf and making that work. So again, we are really our secret sauce is it's an entire single stop shopping place for a business suite to run your business. So pretty much all you have to worry about is having an internet connection, and Zoho can help you take care of the other parts of the basic business infrastructure. And we're really, really proud of our latest release. This just launched this month. This is called Zoho CRM Plus. And what this is this is a bundle of apps that we're including all together for about $50 a month. Well, not about, but exactly $50 a month per user per month. And that includes Zoho Survey. So that has customer surveys built in, visitor tracking, and live chat for websites, email marketing with Zoho campaigns, management of your social media, CRM here with Salesforce automation, project management, customer support with Zoho support, and also Zoho reports for advanced analytics. And we're giving away all of this for $50 a month. And just to help you understand the value of this, CRM by itself was about $35 a seat for enterprise, and Zoho Reports is about 3 times that. So we really want to make it easy for you to launch your business, and this is a really, really nice bundle. So we hope you get to check that out, and we'll talk more about pricing at the end of this presentation. But yeah, so that's a really cool package we're offering right now for a customer-centric bundle of apps. Okay, perfect. So now let's jump into Zoho Survey and its overview. And again, welcome to our presentation if you're just signing on. My name is Warren, and I'm the evangelist for Zoho out of the California office here. And you're part of our monthly series for Zoho Survey. All right. So a survey tool needs to be able to do 3 basic things very well. It just needs to be able to... Oh, 1 second. Sorry, little echo. It needs to be able to create surveys, it needs to be able to distribute surveys, and it needs to be able to review those results. And that's as complicated as it gets. So there's a variety of options out there to run a survey tool, and these are the 3 basic criterias. All right. So first off, when you create a survey, we have a really easy way to do this, and this will make much more sense in our demonstration. But effectively, you can use existing templates, existing surveys, or start with a clean slate. There's multiple form factors, so it can be optimized for that. And we have full customization in terms of the look and the feel, and also how to share the collaborative aspect of creating surveys. So that's like inviting reviewers, looking over existing questions, and getting feedback in that way before you actually publish the survey. All right, next we have, it's important to distribute the surveys, and we have multiple options. Whoops. Sorry about that. Click the wrong button. Okay, it's important to distribute surveys, and there's multiple ways of doing that. Whoops. Okay. We can distribute that through a direct URL link through email. We do that through social media, such as Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. We have built-in integrations with Zoho Campaigns, which is our email marketing app, or you can also use MailChimp if you're already used to that. And you can also embed a survey on a web page with iframes or HTML, or you can also get a QR code if you want that on maybe published literature, printed materials. That's also really handy. Or maybe a business card would also make sense as well. And we also have a way to do offline surveys, and we'll show you how to do this in our demonstration. Next, it's important to review your results, and we have a nice way to do that, both in a summary view and also on an individual basis. And that could be in charts and reports. And we can also analyze data through various filters, so you can segment your reports. We can also export the survey in a variety of formats. So if you're more comfortable with a spreadsheet format, CSV, or a PDF, all those options are available. And we can also view those reports in Zoho Sheet, which is our free cloud-based spreadsheet app. And you can also export these reports to Google Drive. And as the results come in, they'll automatically be updated on Google Drive. So those are your basic options for just those three basic functions. And we also have some cool extensions that gives you a little more functionality here. And you can get this extension from the web store if you're using Chrome. And we also have mobile apps as well. So surveys are automatically optimized for the desktop or the tablet or your smartphone. And we also have a native iPad app. So if you want to check that out, it's Zoho Survey Builder. So that's available in the App Store. And now let's get into some advanced features. And in case I went a little fast over the basics, this webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded shortly. And we'll make sure you have that link to review on your own. And you can also share this with your team as well. So we'll also provide you with the help literature so you can go look at each item step by step and get that implemented. But Zoho Survey is pretty intuitive. All right, great. So for our advanced features, as we mentioned earlier, it's really helpful to invite a reviewer to look at the existing survey because most surveys aren't created in a vacuum. There's collaboration between sales, marketing. I'm sure a number of folks would love to just optimize your surveys and make sure it looks good before it gets pushed out. So inviting a reviewer is especially handy. And you can also set a duration. So there's a drop down of how long you want them to have access. So we can show you that once we get into our demonstration. And so here we can see when we're actually reviewing someone, when we're actually looking at a survey, we can see existing comments and we can track those notes and see what the feedback is internally. Okay, great. And next, we can also share this survey with collaborators as well, and you can manage their permissions here and let them be able to see the survey. And our next advanced feature is email triggers. So this is especially handy in having automation set up. So what this is let's say once the survey is complete, once a certain response is generated in terms of feedback, it's going to trigger a certain email. And that way you can have a kind of a customized response for different types of feedback. So that's especially handy in just making that process completely automatic. And we'll show you what that looks like. So basically you have your basic if-then statements. So if this variable equals to this value, it will prompt a certain message. And you can use your merge tags and get that going right here as well. So we'll show you this in our demonstration. And just email triggers will make your life infinitely easier. And it provides a nice immediate feedback option to not just yourself, but also to the actual feedback provider, such as a quick thank you. All right, great. And next we have a great feature where we can now translate surveys into multiple languages. And we'll show you that in our demonstration, of course. We support many different languages now. And we can also select, you can have multiple translations available at any given time. And we'll show you exactly what that looks like. Here we can see that we can compare the original text versus the translation, and you can still customize that and tweak that. And that's especially handy if you have some native understanding somewhere, hopefully within your organization. Someone can provide you with a little bit language support and get that localized a little bit. And then besides that, we can go old school here and also print surveys. And we can select if we want to print that in the default language, such as English, or if we want to print that in the translated languages. So if you want to go with printed copies, that's super easy to do as well. All right, next we can also export surveys to PDF. And that's especially handy if you just want to review that internally, or you want to send this through an email attachment or something else beyond what we normally do with Zoho surveys. So we just have that option available for you. And we also have custom variables. So if you're not familiar with this, what this is we can set up a URL and automatically have certain fields filled out. So that could be an email value, that could be your own custom variable. So for example, here we have, in this example, we want the email to be already filled in. So when we give out this link, it'll automatically fill this out in that section. So that's just a faster way to do things. Then if you use this in conjunction with your campaign manager, this can help populate some of the more basic fields a little bit faster. So you can save space for more important questions besides what is your name, what is your email, blah, blah, blah. We can have those rudimentary elements already taken care of automatically. So that's the what a custom variable can do for you. And when you look at those results, they'll show up as a different color in blue instead of black. So you know that that was filled out by the custom variable. Okay, perfect. And next, we also have offline surveys. And I've used this myself many times. So often, maybe you're at a trade show or a conference and internet is spotty or non existent. It's nice to be able to have an offline survey option, especially if you're representing your organization at a trade show and trying to get product feedback. This requires a little bit of a setup with internet beforehand, and you just basically enable offline surveys. You'll get a link. You'll get a app specific password here. You'll set that up, and then you'll basically have this offline link in your browser, and you just start filling out surveys. And once you go back online, the results will be pushed to the survey, and you'll see that in the results themselves. So we'll show you this in the actual demonstration, of course, as well. All right, perfect. And we also, of course, have Google Apps integration for not just Zoho Survey, but all of our apps practically. We have a very, very long-term partnership with Google Apps. So if you use Google Apps already, single sign-on would be a huge benefit to you. And we can also push results to Google Sheet, so you can see that in that format and then create your own reports with that data. And then I think we mentioned this earlier, but yes, we do have full theme customization, and you can basically tweak the look and feel of everything in Zoho Survey. All right, perfect. And this is a new feature here. We have now multiple end pages. And what this is the final page of the survey. And now we can customize that based on feedback of the survey itself. So for example, for the surveys, you can set a different end page for guys versus gals, or anything based on responses. So it could be a customized thank you page, and yeah, practically the possibilities are endless. So we'll show you exactly what that looks like in our demonstration. And then we also have multiple collector or multiple links for a survey. So in essence, you are distributing the same survey to different groups of folks, and we can compile all those results into a singular report. And that's pretty handy if you want to view one conglomerate report instead of 2 or 3 or 4 individual reports. And this just makes that a little bit easier. And then, of course, I know there's been a lot of interest here for integration with Zoho CRM. And we're going to have a dedicated Zoho CRM and Zoho Survey webinar on November 4th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. I think it's the correct time zone. Yes, 9 a.m. Pacific time. And then that will be recorded as well and distributed in case you are unable to make it. We'll send out the link to this after this webinar, so you can sign up for that. And because this integration is really important and is actually fairly detailed in its own right, we won't be talking about this extensively in this webinar, but we will be talking about this in its entirety on November 4th at 9 a.m. And this is part of our CRM Plus launch, which has integrations with CRM for multiple apps. Okay, perfect. And our next roadmap item for Zoho Survey and Zoho CRM is being able to automate a lot of things based on survey results. And that will be drastically improved in the coming months. And we can also do pre-populated fields for Zoho CRM with Zoho Survey. So at the moment, we can currently add records, we can update existing records based on responses, we can view responses inside CRM based on the send dates and on responses itself. And we can also use workflow automation to automate surveys. Okay, so that's what's up in that alley. And then now you can also white label your surveys. So sometimes it's a little bit annoying to see powered by Zoho logos everywhere. And this will eliminate that and let you use your own brand for not only the URL, but the survey itself. So you can use that feature. Okay, so we're going to jump into our demo. And I noticed a lot of folks have joined on since we started. So welcome again. My name is Warren, and this is part of our monthly webinar series for Zoho Survey. And if you have any questions, you can ask away during the presentation, and my colleagues here are answering questions on the back end. And we'll have a dedicated Q&A at the end as well. Okay, awesome. So let's go to Zoho Survey. And voila, here we go. We use this extensively in-house, of course. Zoho eats nothing but its own dog food, and Zoho runs on Zoho, of course. And I run global events, so I'm in charge of all of the conferences. So we use this extensively for getting feedback from our sales and marketing conference, our productivity and collaboration conference. We have a variety of different conferences in case you're interested in live training. And for example, we have our finance and HR conference coming up November 6th and 7th, next Thursday and Friday. We have Zoho Creator coming up in February, where you create your own app. We just wrapped up productivity and collaboration back in August, and now it's about Zoho Docs, Zoho Mail, the Office Suite, and our big annual sales and marketing conference that talks about CRM, survey, campaign automation, project management. That's in July. So this will be happening again this summer. And if you're tuning in from Southeast Asia, we have a Zoholics India coming up in November. And then we'll have some other worldwide events happening in the springtime. So that's what we use it for internally. And if you haven't seen this before, basically we have initially in the first page, we just have a quick list of all our existing presentations. Not presentations, surveys. So we can see what's owned by me, what's shared to me. We can see any drafts, if any published, closed. And in case you delete any surveys, they're in a trash can here. And for now, let's go to Create Survey. All right, so we have a couple different options here for creating a survey. We can start with a blank slate, we can load an existing template, or we can build one from an existing survey. So whichever is easier for you, you can use. And I just want to show you really quickly what some of our templates look like. So let's just look at that really quickly. So let's say we want to have brand or product feedback. We'll get a quick preview of the questions here, and maybe we're satisfied with that, maybe we're not. We can go to a different one, maybe a dine-in restaurant survey. Maybe just to show you, I'll use an existing one here, and we'll just call this what should we call this today? Zoho. Okay, Zoho survey. Oops. Okay, so here we have chosen to use an existing survey, and immediately we see we have the actual questions themselves. As we hover our mouse cursor over each item, we have a couple different options. We can edit the existing questions, we can copy it, we can move it, or we can delete it. So as I scroll down, I see a couple different questions already. So let's say I want to look at what options I have for actual questions. So let's choose add question. We have a huge drop down here. That's one way to do it. Or if you want to click insert question, this lets you work more on the placement. And here you can select a little more visually what the different options are. So we can do multiple choice, we can do a rating scale, a ranking, a single text box or an essay area, which is a little bit bigger. We can have a numeric text box, email text box. We can have a star rating. We can have a matrix choice or a rating scale. And page 2, we can also do a star rating, a couple different more options here. We can do a drop down. We can have a full name text box. We can just have a header or some type of descriptive text, or we can copy something from a different survey as well. So let's say we want to do a heading, and we'll have this say something like, welcome to the survey. And so we'll say something like this. And let's say we want to move the placement. We can just go to move, and we can move that to the top or anywhere else. And let's add another question such as, let's go back to maybe single text box and say something like, what is your name? We can designate questions to be mandatory or not. Frankly, we find this very annoying, and myself included. If I see a lot of mandatory questions, I'll just turn off surveys and skip it. So we found as a best practice, it's best not to make questions mandatory. And in terms of the length of surveys, we found less than keeping your question count to a single digit is probably a best practice. 10 or less is ideal. Okay, and then so here we can specify the size of the text box here in terms of characters. We can pre-populate this from other values here. We can also insert other variables here and set those parameters. So we can save this for now. Oops. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's say we also want to do a multiple choice thing and say something like, gosh, what's the question? What's your favorite pizza sauce? We can say we have predefined choices here. Let's say, let's pronounce a better question. Let's say, what is your favorite day of the week? And most of us will say Friday or payday or something to that extent. And we could list days of the week, months of the year, and these are already set answers, so that will save you a little bit time when you're creating questions. If you like the kind of the disagree to agree predefined list here, that's that option here. Yeah, we just have some nice predefined choices. So when you're creating questions, you can play with that. You can play with the display formats here in actual orientation versus vertical or horizontal, and it's pretty straightforward. Okay, perfect. So besides that, immediately here we see we have a rating scale here that we have a text box or an essay box here, a singular multiple choice. Here is more rating items here from 1 to 10. And yeah, so this is just what we used for our previous conference. And then we can also do question logic here. So what we have programmed here is if someone answered yes to a certain question, we can prompt that to prompt a different question. So for example, this is really handy when you're trying to segregate data based on geography or the gender of the recipient, for example, or something to that nature. So let's just show you what that looks like. So when we introduce question logic, we can select the question itself. It's the if, then, and equal to statements. So the question is, do we meet your expectations? If we did, then we'll show a certain question, or we can continue to a different page, and that can say something else. And if it was no, we can have something else set up as well. So those are those options. And or if you want to add question logic, you just go to the bottom and select that. Perfect. And then we can also have page logic. So based on the responses of the page, we can have that directed to different options. So here we can say after this page, it directs to the survey end or to the next page. So it could be up to you. So here we're just on page 1, but we can also add page 2, specify the page title, prompt different things as well, have a page description, and that's pretty handy. So you can really build this out to whatever you would like. Okay, perfect. And in case we want to change a title, we can just change it up here. And besides the basic pages here, let's go to settings now and look at what else we can tweak. We can add a branded logo here if you don't want just Zoho Survey to pop up. So you can add your organization's logo here. You can change the survey name to specific text here as well. In terms of navigation, we can specify if you want a back button, if you want a progress bar. We can enable question numbering. And again, we encourage you to keep this short and sweet. Sometimes we get a lot of spam, and having a CAPTCHA option is nice to prevent that. But again, we'll try to make this process as easy as possible for our surveyees. So maybe it's worthwhile not to trigger this. And besides that, we can also customize our buttons and what that text looks like. And we can turn off or turn on the footer on the bottom that says powered by Zoho Survey. And once a survey is wrapped up, we can specify a certain message. So this is a little bit passive aggressive here. So maybe we can say something like, thank you so much. This survey has been completed. Any questions? Any questions? Please email zoholics@zohocorp.com. Something like that. And besides that, this is a new feature here. This is termination logic, or just changing where end pages, where the final page goes to. So there's a default end page. Once someone finishes filling out the survey, you can have them be sent to a custom page that says something else, or they can be redirected to a different URL, or they can get directed to something else. So that's completely up to you. And we can add the logic where, based on their responses, they get their own custom end page. So if they were unhappy, they'll be potentially they could be sent to a different page. Or if they filled out basically based on anything. So based on their question response, they'll be sent somewhere else. So that's a nice customization option. And again, it's the if then equal to statements, that sort of thing. Okay, perfect. So those are your basic settings. And let's continue onward to the next option in our top tab here. Let's go to themes. And in case, again, if I'm going too fast, this will be recorded and we'll provide the help documents as well. So you can look at the item of interest at your own leisure. All right, great. So now we're in our themes section. And currently we are in we have the ocean theme here, and we can customize different themes. We can look at other ones as well, and we can apply different ones. So if we like this maple look, we can click apply here, and we can do a quick preview. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, so this doesn't quite conjure up feelings of maple syrup here, but well, this is an okay color scheme. So in our preview, notice we have the view here for the web, or it could be for your tablets, um, or it could be for your phone as well here. So we can see what this looks and feels like here. And if you're happy with that, we can tweak this. Or if you're not happy with it, you at least know in advance what it's going to look like. And if you're happy with this, you can publish right off the bat. But yeah, let's jump back to our editor. And besides the other items, if you're not happy with what the options are here, we can completely customize your own look and feel. So we can specify where you want to edit, the actual pattern itself. You can select the color palettes and get the exact RGB values. So especially if you're doing corporate branding and you have these values already, you can have your graphic design team help tweak this and get the look and feel exactly to what you would like. So here we can select the actual font in different sections, from the survey title to the question text to down to button text. So it's completely up to you. We have a variety of different fonts available here and sizing options. And again, choose the appropriate color values. Here we can specify the border itself, and you can customize that. If you like shadows, we can customize that here as well. And you can also play with alignment options. So the header itself, the buttons, where you want this placed, that is completely up to you. So you can completely customize the look and the feel. Okay, so those are basic options there for customization. So you can make your own, or you can choose from the gallery below. Okay, perfect. So now let's go to integration. All right, so I know a lot of you guys out there use Zoho CRM, and one the secret sauce, of course, is our integration with Zoho CRM. So that's particularly helpful. We're not going to talk about it much today because there's other features to showcase and go over. We're going to have a dedicated webinar again about Zoho CRM integration on November the 4th at 9 o'clock Pacific time. And I will send out the email link to that afterwards, so you guys can register. And that webinar as well will be presented by myself and our CRM team, and it'll be also recorded and made available for your viewing privately or with your team as well. So that's Zoho CRM integration. And we also integrate, of course, with Google Docs, and we can have this data pushed in real time to Google Sheet, where you can view that and run various reports off of that as well. So both options are available for you. And yeah, so next we're going to go look at deployments, what your options are here. So we can publish our survey here. Let's just do that right now. Okay, bam. Now we have a couple more options here. All right, so here off the bat, we have a web link, and we can share this through a variety of means, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. And so if I copy and paste this, oh, great. So here's our maple syrup looking survey, and we can play with this. Just fill this out really quick, blah, 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 blah. So here was the end page here, and we could have set up a nice, some termination logic to send us somewhere else. But yeah, this can be completely customized here. Great, so that was basically your web link option. We can also set up our custom domain web link here and change that a little bit. So it doesn't just say survey.zohopublic, blah, blah, blah. Next, we also can embed this. So here's the actual source code. We can do this via HTML. We can use iframes. If you like JavaScript, if you like pop-up HTML, or if you just want a QR code. If you click this, it'll just give you the actual QR code and just save and distribute how you would like. Perfect. Next, we also have offline surveys, as we mentioned previously. So what we do is, again, the use case is you don't have internet, maybe you're at a trade show, you're trying to get surveys, or you're trying to capture data, and you're at a trade show, you hate the lead scanner things, Zoho hates it too, and we actually have a lead scanner app if you want to check that out. It's $5 in the App Store for iOS, and lets you scan QR codes, barcodes, and it'll also push that data to CRM and will save it on your phone as well. So that's a cool app. And like you, we hate getting scalped at trade shows, and that's why that was built. Awesome. So for this, what again, this is offline access. So we have to enable offline access here. We'll create an app-specific password, and we'll call this password. We'll call it password. And great. So now we're just going to copy this URL, and oftentimes this will probably be done on a tablet. I won't go offline here, but if you want to use having an iPad handy at your trade show booth, for example, is really really easy to do. And you just copy and save this link. Make sure it's loaded, and then once you go offline, it'll be completely fine. And it'll save those responses. And once you hop back online, it's going to push all of that data to the relevant survey, and then you can view those results. So it's pretty straightforward. And once you're done with offline survey, you can just disable that. Yeah, so that's pretty straightforward for offline use. And the other backup plan, if you don't have internet access and you still need to get your survey out, is you can get the PDF version or just print this directly. So you have those two backup plans. Okay, great. So next we have campaigns. So this is for email campaigns. And the benefit of using a campaign manager is you get useful analytics. So if we look at, in case you've never seen this before, let me just log into our sample demo account really quickly. Oftentimes sending an email, you kind of don't receive a response, and it's that black hole of what really happened. And to avoid that confusion, we like analytics. So this is Zoho Campaigns, and briefly, we can customize templates, we can test content, which is also known as A/B testing. So we'll see if this subject line works better than this subject line, and we'll test that with a fraction of the total distribution list. And once we figure out which one works best, we'll use that for everyone else. That way you can really optimize your message and see what's most receptive. So we'll get awesome analytics here if we use a campaign manager like Zoho Campaigns. We'll see what was delivered, what was bounced, what the open rate is, the click rates, what's being clicked, what's being opened. We can optimize our email campaigns by time and see when is the best time. And every industry, every crowd really has an optimal time. We can see where the email is being opened up, and we can push this data back to Zoho CRM and have that useful as well there. So that's Zoho Campaigns, and that's super handy. Okay, awesome. So you can use Zoho Campaigns to send your surveys, or if you're familiar with like MailChimp, you can use that as well. So that's completely up to you. Okay, awesome. And we highly recommend using the Zoho suite, of course. And again, we have a $50 bundle, which includes survey, CRM, campaigns, and a whole bunch of other apps. Okay, perfect. So next, we can also use social media and use Facebook to deploy our surveys here. And that's super handy. If you have a social media team or you are the team that manages the social media presence for Facebook, you can push this to your business page, and this will be pretty handy to get customer feedback. And hopefully, it's not just fake accounts and click farms in Bangladesh that are responding to you. Yeah, buying likes just doesn't really work, but that's a different conversation. Um, In case you haven't visited the Facebook campus, it is awesome, by the way. They have a wood shop on site just to build stuff with. And my friends have made like bed frames to like pens and stuff. It's pretty crazy. Awesome. Next, we have restrictions. And this is another way to kind of control against spam bots. We can use cutoff dates. We can set a maximum response count. So, for example, if I'm hosting a Zoholics conference in Pleasanton, California, and I know my capacity is 450, maybe I can set the response count to be 500. So I don't get trolls that kind of just want to throw or skew the results. So you can use that to your advantage. You can also um, prevent multiple responses as well. So we can, this basically is IP restrictions on the actual response. So we could save something like that. Cool beans. Next, if you want to make your survey super elitist and exclusive, we can add a password. So here's the pretty straightforward instructions on how to set this up. We can make this fun. Yeah, but anyway, set up your passwords here. We can enable that. Whatever, it's okay. Too late. Oops. Okay. Okay, awesome. Next, we can also close the survey. So for our demonstration, let's just close this. And it's closed. And we're back to our basic options of restrictions or password management. And we can reopen the survey if you would like as well. Okay, and here we have the collector list. So again, I know I went really fast through this presentation. So what this is we can distribute our survey through multiple channels. Let's say, let's pretend, let's pretend I'm Zoho, and I can send a survey to the CRM clients. I can add another collector that goes to the survey clients. I can add another one that goes to Zoho Doc clients. And what this is going to do is, even though I've tagged this for different groups, I can bring all of these different sources together and compile that as a singular report. So we can name that collector as maybe something like a total report. Awesome. So those are your basic options. And besides that, let's go into looking at some of our reporting features. So we looked at how to create our survey, how to edit it, how to deploy it. Let's look at actual reporting itself. So here we just clicked the reports icon. If you didn't catch that, it is right here. Nice little bar graph looking thing. And what we have here is we can name different reports. We can look at different durations. So you can look at this from a daily breakdown, weekly breakdown, monthly or quarterly. We can filter by completed responses, partial responses, or today's responses. We can see here what was happening. We can export different sections here. We can share this report right here. We can specify again if it's a summary report, individual report, or both. We can specify the duration we want to pull from. So maybe your marketing folks only care about this quarter. We can just pull that one. We can choose if we want or not to allow text responses to be seen. We can choose if we want to apply any filters. We can share permissions. So you can share this with an individual, and it is done on a email alias basis, or you can share it within the organization. So everyone who has the same um, email domain will have access to that, or you can share it externally, or you can share that with a password, and that is completely up to your discretion. Okay, awesome. So let's go back to our home page and see what other options we had for reports. You know what? Let me take you guys to a big existing survey so you can look at some more responses and what that looks like. Okay, so this is a throwback to July, and we could see what was happening with our Zoholics conference. We had a nice pie chart of overall ratings. Most folks were pretty happy with us. 8.22, could be better. A lot of suggestions on how to improve the conference. Food was awesome, blah, blah, blah. We had a giveaway, which was cool. We had a lot of one-on-one sessions. Accessibility to the Zoho team was well received. We can look at different responses and just read this in its entirety. We asked for brutal feedback. People were very honest, and we like that. We asked that we meet your expectations. And let's say we're talking to our team and we just want to export this chunk here. So we could export this data here. We'll get a nice PDF, and let's just look at what that looks like really quickly. Bam. So if you want to share this internally, print this, publish this. This just lists this from 1 to, was it number 96 or something, and you can just read this very easily. So at least for myself, I'm all over this. So this is just good food for thought for our next event, and that's what our export feature is for there. And yeah, so we have some nice charts. We can see the breakdown here, rating 1 through 10 on different items here. We can see the actual logistical breakdown as well in the actual voting pattern on the feedback. What else can we see? That's pretty much it. Okay, awesome. So hopefully that makes sense. You have a lot of options when you're reviewing and sharing the results. And you can apply filters, as we mentioned. That's pretty much it. All right, so let's go to our advanced options. How are we doing on time? Oh, holy cow. Okay. Let me kind of blaze through this. Okay, so as we mentioned earlier, we can invite reviewers to give us feedback. We can specify how long they have access, and they'll be able to provide comments. And they can't edit anything, but they can view the actual survey. So that's basically sort of a read-only option. And then we can also share the survey and actually invite people to collaborate and tweak things. So that's your second advanced option. And as we mentioned earlier, we can have custom variables, and this will fill out different sections for you without having to prompt things like, what is your name? What is your email? And this is a little more extensive, but we'll send you the help literature so you can set this up if this is of interest. Next, we have email triggers. So based on how people reply, we can have an email sent. So for example, let's say we had a survey question: Are you satisfied or unsatisfied? If they said unsatisfied, wow, that's an escalation right there. We're gonna have that trigger an email trigger right here, and it's gonna notify the support team to do something about that customer's unhappiness. So that's just one example of an email trigger internally or externally. The possibilities are quite endless. But from a customer service point of view, this is especially helpful. So we just add a condition. If on a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you? If it's less than 7, I want this to go to someone. I want something to be done. And you can set that up right there. Perfect. Next, we can also do translations. If you're like me and the other 25% of the world, you might speak Chinese. If not, that's still okay. Where is Chinese? This should be alphabetized. We can work on that. Really, we don't have Chinese here? Okay. All right, let's pretend we all speak German. And we can translate this to German. It's going to load. It's going to think. Okay, our next advanced option is pretty standard. You can print surveys, pretty straightforward. Next, we can also export as a PDF. And let's just take a peek at see what that looks like. And pretty similar to our printed page. Okay, awesome. All right, so those are your basic options for Zoho Survey. Let's jump back to our presentation in Zoho Show, and we want to wrap this up. And yeah, so here's standard pricing. Like all of our products, we have a free edition of everything because we believe in a freemium business model. We really value as the customer, and we choose to invest in R&D. And instead of having a large enterprise-styled sales team, we just have engineers and really order takers, not really sales staff. So we let you try it, play with it, and if you like it, come back for more or thank you for your time. And that's it. There's no hard sell. We don't charge annually and force the deal on you. We just want to make it easy for you. So if you like the free edition, rock and roll with that. It's up to 15 questions, which is a lot already, and you can play with that. If you get the paid editions, then you get the integrations with other apps like Zoho Campaigns if you're sending bulk emails, Zoho CRM if you want to track your actual records in a sales pipeline. And yeah, you just get more options. If you're a larger organization and you would like an enterprise approach, here we have that here. So that's our premium plan. And if you want to get the highest value, we still have Zoho CRM Plus, which is a whole bundle of apps. So that's 8 apps, including Zoho Survey. That's $50 a month, which is extremely, extremely competitive out there. And maybe next time I can showcase every single app in here for our next month's webinar. But that's essentially pricing. And let's just talk really quickly about upcoming features. We're going to be talking about SPSS reporting. So if you use the old SPSS legacy product, IBM's acquired it recently and taken it to the cloud. But now you can run really, really cool complex reports. And for a lot of our enterprise clients, this is a huge sale here, so you can play with that. Report Scheduler, as we mentioned, is going to be awesome and automate your life. And that'll be ready in about 2 weeks. We're going to have Zoho Survey and Zoho Reports integration. So again, another in-house specialty. This is going to let you play with some really nice business intelligence tools based on Zoho Survey results. So this will be ready in about 3 months. So it'll be Christmas time. Awesome. And we're really, really excited about this. We're going to have a scoring feature built into Zoho Survey. So what this is, it's going to have a quiz element. And based on the actual results, we can then throw in different logic. So it could be termination logic to direct you to a certain landing page based on your quiz within. So this will be a really, really fun feature once it gets rolling. And this, again, will be ready towards the end of the holidays. And I'll be really excited to show you guys what this looks like in about December or January. And besides that, we're going to send you a closing survey because we would love to get your thoughts. And we'll use Zoho Survey to survey the Zoho Survey users, of course. We'll send you the video link for this webinar. We're going to send you the user guide so you can reference some cool help documents at your own time and pace. And besides that, we love to open up for some Q&A if you have some questions. But other than that, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Warren. Sorry I went a little bit over time, but we're really happy that you invested an hour of your life to explore Zoho Survey. So thank you again, and we'll be doing this on a monthly basis. and you'll see a nice little blurb from us somewhere about the next one. So thank you again, and yeah, we'll hang on for a couple more minutes and see who can answer any questions. And again, my name is Warren, and if you need my email, it's warren@zohocorp.com. And if you're ever in California, you can always visit us and hang out at the mothership. So again, thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to my colleagues staying late in the office to knock this out.